Hi everyone. We'll wait to get some eyeballs on and then we'll get creative. I feel like I'm too close. Let me move back. That's better. And I'm going to bring you up on the iPad as well. I think I will. Huh, there we go. Oh, I've got one. That's me. Here we go. Oops. Right. That's all set up and ready. Perfect. It is time, isn't it? Yeah, well, I'm a couple of minutes early because that's me. Hi, Angela. There's Gail as well. In fact, that'll be fine. I was going to just shut the blind, but it'll be fine. We won't be looking out the window when we're making the demo, will we? So it'll be fine. So, how are you enjoying the Christmas event so far? I think tomorrow we have got Joe Shannon. I think Joe Shannon's live tomorrow at 7 o'clock, which will be brilliant. Good, good, good. I've got a little project. This is the little project that we're going to be making. And it does fold flat as well for postage. That's what I was looking for. Just before I went live was some acetate. Heat resistant. That's the one I need. I'll put that there. I won't pull a sheet out because I'll probably lose it before I use it. That rhymed. There's Jill. Brilliant. Yes, lots of exciting things each day. It's lovely to see the Christmas inspiration. I love Christmas. I'm never organised enough or as organised as I'd like to be. I mean, I make lots of Christmas stuff from May onwards. So by the time it gets to Christmas, it's like, oh, I've run out of steam. Well timed, just finished my dinner. Brilliant, Yvonne. Do you know what? I just finished mine as well. I had lasagna and salad if you're interested. But we went to pick our car up, so it's been a bit hectic since we finished at the shop today. But all good now. There is Philippa. Hi, Philippa. Brilliant. Okay, so, well, we're 1 minute past now, so I feel like at least I'm not early. So we're going to spin the camera and we'll get started. Let's just go like so. I want to try and get a good view for you about there. We'll pop that up there. And we will get our bits ready. Okay, so the great thing about this card is with an A4 sheet, you can make it whatever height you want. So this is 10 centimetres high. In workshops last week, we did one that was 14.5 centimetres high. And if you really wanted to, you don't need to cut any off of the height. And you could end up with one looking like this. I've got 3. I was so excited to try it. Of course, I had to just quickly cut it out and have a look. But you could put as many hills back as you want. And everything will, yeah, you can fill it up with whatever you want. But we're going to stick to the smaller one today. And once you've seen how this is done, maybe you will be making all different sizes, all different heights. And if you use larger card, of course, you can go bigger. So entirely up to you. Right then, first things first, we need a trimmer. If there's any questions as we're going along, feel free to shout out. If I see it, I'll answer it. But I know Philippa's on. I'm not sure if Julie's on. But I'm sure I'll go back over the questions anyway. So I'm gonna be making this card. I'm gonna do a slightly different version, as in I might do a different colourway this time, because this one is very contemporary and I feel a little bit of traditional in my bones today. So maybe along the lines of this kind of look. I think that will look lovely, especially with the little poinsettias. So first things first, I'm going to pop my A4 card in and I'm going to cut it at 10 centimetres. And then rotate this around and cut it off at 29. Now the scoring bit, of course, I could get my board out, but actually while I've got my trimmer here, I might as well just do it on my trimmer. My only problem, I need to be able to slide that just along slightly. Okay, so I'm going to do a series of score lines across here. We're going to start off at 3 centimetres. And then we're going to go to 13 and 16 and 26. So hi Julie, what that gives you is 3 centimetre section, 10, 3, 10, 3. Okay? I did do that at 10, didn't I? It just looks mighty small. So I'm just going to go through and fold all of those lines the same direction. I will go over it and burnish them, but I just want to show you the base. Okay, so that's how it's going to go. This piece will go over the top of that piece. That's the main bones of it. Now I want to cut myself an aperture in here. Now you can do it whatever size you want. On this one, I've kept it quite skinny, actually. That's a 1 centimetre border, so I'll follow that one. Now, I'm going to be working from this line here, and I'm just going to bring you down a touch so that you can hopefully see this. It doesn't quite go up that way. I will have to do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to put my left edge on 4 centimetres. I'm going to set my tool on 1 centimetre coming down, and I'm going to cut from 1 down to 9. And then I'm going to move this across to... that will be on 1. I'm going to put the left edge on 12. And again, I'm going to cut from 1 down to 9. So that cut line is 1 centimetre in from that score line, and the same on that side. So then we can rotate this around, and we're going to put this on 1 centimetre. Now, make sure that you've got your card square, or you'll be disappointed. Make sure it is on 1. Okay, and we're going to set it this time at 4 and cut down to 12. And then the same on this one, except this time this edge will go on to 9. You'll all probably have your own way of doing that, but it's just to give you a 1 centimetre aperture. So when that comes out, we're left with that beautiful shadow box. Okay, I'm going to keep that on there actually, but I am just going to raise you up slightly. So at this point, I'm moving it. I'm going to find my burnisher, and I'm just going to go over and crease these lines so that I've got nice crisp edges. So, done them all. Perfect. Okay, now inside here, well, I need to cut all of my layers to go on there. So I'm going to take a sheet. So actually, out of one sheet of black card, you can make 2 of these. Right, there it is. Prop that up there out of the way. I'm trying to keep my eye to see if anybody... That's perfect. Right then, so to start off with, I will cut a strip at 9.5 centimetres. And from that, I will go 9.5. That gives me a square to go in the back, like so, with a nice little border around. So I need another one of those now for the front. 9.5. Like so. I'm just going to pop that to the side and I'm going to continue to cut myself 4 strips. Now the strips need to be 2.5, so I need to make sure that this measures 10. And then just reduce it down. So we're getting 2.5 centimetre strips. 1, 2. Right, so we need 4 of those. Perfect. And then we will also need, can I get it off there? Maybe. 12 centimetres. So what I'm going to do now is cut the hills. I know that that's 12 centimetres because I've just cut it. And I'm going to score it at 1 centimetre from each end. And these are just going to make little tabs for our little hills inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip. Let's go. Shall we go quite across? That can be our first hill. And then our second hill, we will go higher. And I'm going to come at a bit of an angle. So just ripping that down. And let's just hope that we've got, yeah, that's fine. So we've got a couple of hills. I could do more, but I've got to be wary. I've got to be mindful that it's only a small card. Okay, I'm going to go with the flow. It will be what it will be. But if you do that and then think, oh, they're too tall, then you could just pop them in your trimmer. I need them to be straight. And trim them down. Just like that. You watch, I'll put these in and they won't be tall enough now. But we've got the bits that we need. And then finally, the front piece, I need to make that into a skinny little frame, just a matte and layer on the front. So the border for this is going to be 0.5 centimetre. And I'm going to use the 0.5 centimetre that is just past, I'm going to lift it up so you can see. It's just past the cut line there. And what that means is, it means I've got a lot to butt up to, so I know I'm going to get it straight. So this needs to be set on 0.5 centimetre and cut down to 9. It is a really skinny border. It's very hard to do this when I can't get my head over it. So I'm just kind of, I'm going slow and I'm feeling my way. I'm sure it'll be fine. Last one. Come on. That's it. Right, now. Done that. So I'm going to bring this in and just hope that I've got a nice, yeah, that'll be perfect. A nice little equal border. That goes over the top of that one. so I can colour that one up. So that's got all of those elements ready. Now what I did do as a little bit of prep, I've sat and made some of the beautiful little poinsettia flowers. Now they come in the set. You get your little scripts and your holly background. You've got all of these little elements and they're so, so useful. We're going to be using the little deers. I'm going to pull those off. And this is Christmas postage and more, I think. I mean, it would help, Hazel, if you have got the packaging with you. It's called Christmas postage and more. And we've also got the Christmas banners as well that I might be dipping into to pop a little sentiment on as well. But all of these stamps work so well with the postage and more stamp set because they fit into here. Really lovely. So all I did to create these is I've got my poinsettia. I stamped it down about 8, in fact I did 10. And then I got my little Christmas script and just stamped it over the top, like so. So I cut this one out, and then inside there you can see there's a 5-petal one on the top. I've stamped it again and cut that out, and that gives me the dimension. I've got the 2 layers and I've popped a tiny little foam pad underneath. And normally I would colour these first, but actually I thought I'm going to make them and then I'm just going to spritz them with some beautiful mica-y sprays. So yeah. And then I also cut some trees out. I probably don't need, I mean, I might not even use any of them, but I thought I'm going to cut some. So I've got some of those ready, just so that I didn't bore you too much. I definitely wouldn't be using 5, but I might stick a couple in there because this one has just got poinsettias in, but it would still look really cool with a tree or 2 in there as well. So we'll see how we go. So I've got that, and just in case I needed them, I've cut a couple of these really nice leaves, and they are from Julie's Medley of Leaves Stamp and Die set. So it's this one here, and the stamp's not there because I've left it in my platform. Look, let's put it away. And again, I just thought I would prepare that in the 10 minutes I had spare before the live started. Right then, so I've got a nice little few elements there to start me off. So first off then, let's prepare some of these little deer. I like to kind of get all of the bits prepared and then just put them together. Got a little star there. Good job I found it, or I could have lost it. So I might as well stamp both of these together on there. Now, this is heat resistant acetate. I don't need a lot, so I'm just gonna cut a strip and pop it onto here, and hopefully you can see that. Give that a little bit of anti-static bag, and then I am going to ink these up. Just remember, when you're stamping onto acetate or anything slight non-porous, you might get a bit of a slide. Like that did slide, so I am actually going to stamp it again. It probably looks perfect from above, but happy. And then I've stamped it in black, so let's stick this clear gloss. But you could put black powder on as well. And it doesn't matter if any bits are still on there, because we're going to cut around it. I've got powder everywhere. Now, let me just get a little bit of it off. Okay, so when you're heating on acetate, heat your gun up first and then be quick with it. Gonna get that nice and hot. And keep your gun moving. Okay, I know exactly what I'm doing. Right, get rid of that. I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to use black powder because I want it darker than that. So it's a good job I did cut a strip, isn't it? So I'm going to start again. Put that powder away. I mean, I did get my black powder down. Don't know why I didn't do it in the first place. Right, so stamp that up. I wonder if I can... No. Oh. Share. I'm trying to multitask now. Share to a group. I wonder if it'll let me. Set. No, I'm not going to do it. Okay. Bit of black powder on this time. Okay. Now, obviously, when you emboss in with black powder, you will get some bits. Okay, ready to go again. I did it. I've got some speckles over there, but that's fine because I'm going to cut them out. I'm going to do it now. So kind of just roughly around it. What I'm trying to do is cut the speckles off. I don't want to see the speckles. But I'm going to leave this tab at the bottom so I can stick it down onto my project. And the same on this one. I love that crunchy, crispy sound with the scissors going down. And again, a little bit on there. Right, so that's our heat embossed deer. This is my way of cleaning my stamp. Right, let's pop that on there. Still got powder everywhere. Right then, let's start off with our back bit. Now, shall I put a moon in there? Can I find a moon? This is the question. I didn't find a moon before I started. That's too big. That's good. That's a good size. Okay. So I said I wanted to go a little bit more traditional. But by putting a moon in there, it's going to make us think it's a sky. But I'm going to change my mind and take the moon out because I do want to spritz. I want to spritz and ink and do all sorts on this background. So I'm going to grab my heat mat. I'm going to pop some of this ink down. This is metallic ink cactus green. Where's my water spray? I'm just going to try some ink. I like that. Okay, so I was going to dip this, but I feel like I want to spray now. This is the beauty of it, changing your mind. I don't know why I do this to myself because That's why I prepare something, so that I don't faff. And I've completely changed my mind, haven't I? Let's just have a little dip then. Go on. Just because I've put it down there. There we go. Just felt a little bit glittery. Okay, so we've got a base. And we can start and use all of these little background stamps that we've got to build up a little bit of something in the background. So let's start off. I would normally at this stage be saying let's put some griddage on, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use this one to start with, and I'm just gonna tap my fingers on, and we're gonna start off with a bit of green and just pop in a few bits here and there. You might not be able to see that from there, but it's there. It's nice and subtle. I will be putting some darker colours on in a minute, and we'll have some of the holly leaves. This time what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in a different ink. You see, now you can see the holly leaves in the background, like so. And then I'm going to come in with some black. So that will be this one. Go back onto our script. And the reason I've got my fingers on here and not a block, I'm trying not trying not to get the edges of the stamp. I'm just trying to, yeah, that's wonky. Nobody will know, especially if I don't point it out. So just building up that background. Pop those in. Let's get a little 25th. Again, I'm going to go with some green, I think. Just get a portion of that on there. If you remember the number set that was just launched, this is just a little homemade stencil using the big and the little numbers. If you wanted to, you could ink through some of those. And I do admit I like the metallic ink blended through stencils. It just gives a really gorgeous effect. So I'm going to do this at a 5 up here. And then a 2. I'm going to drop it down a bit. Like so. So I've got that in the background. And then I want a real smidgen of red in here. So I've got a spray. This is a homemade one, and it is using the, let me find one in my hand, the little Jamie Rogers re-inkers. You just put it into, fill your spray bottle up and just put a little bit in. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. And depending on how much you put in, depends on how vibrant. Whoopsie, that sprayed the wrong way. All over my ink storage. That's it, look. So I'm just getting a little bit of a pinky tone. Or I could go full on and get a big blob on. That's exactly what I want. Now, I'll put in the poinsettias because these I do want to be red. So there we go. And I like the fact that we've got the white down there. Look at all of that beautiful shimmery ink on there. Where's my tweezers? I'm going to pick these out. Beautiful. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, have I got a green spritz? Actually, I think I'm going to blend these. And the only bit of clean space I've got is on here, so I'm going to go on to here. Where is that other green ink? add in a little bit of green. I don't even know if I'm using these yet, but they're getting ready. Okay, happy with that. Okay, so we've got some foliage. Perfect. I need to get rid of that. It's so sad. Okay. Get rid of that. And that. And then I'll concentrate now on... Oh no, did I do the wrong bit? Oh, Hazel. I've done the wrong bit, look. That's fine. I'm now going to mat and layer that onto there. But I'm going to put a little bit of black in there. So this must be... That's 8.5. So if I do this at 9 centimetres. So the bit that I did it on was the bit that fell out of the middle of the frame instead of doing it on the big piece. But it's fine because I'm going to add in a mat and layer and all will be fine and dandy. Get that out of the way. And that. Right. I'm just going to see for background. Love those little poinsettias. They're so cute. And I love them when they're layered up as well with the 2 different sizes. I said 9, didn't I? 9 centimetres. Okay. So this should go onto here and then onto here. And then that'll go inside. Yeah, that's cool. Now, do I want to ink that or keep it crispy white? Questions on a postcard. I mean, not questions, answers. This bit of card is still a little bit damp, but let's get it right in the middle. There we go. Perfect. So, what are we thinking? Is it square? You could use a square die to cut it out. Yes, you absolutely could, Yvonne. You could even put a circle aperture in the middle of there. Do you know what? I am actually going to keep that bit white. I've made a decision. I'll just slide it to me so I can get that in the middle. And I'm going to commit straight to popping that into the middle. So that goes another equal border. Okay. So that is what we're looking like. I mean, I do like that double border now. Happy mistakes, you see. Right then, so now we need a panel on here and on here. Colour-wise, I think I need to brighten these up a little bit. In fact, we're going to need 4 panels done, so I'm just going to do them all together. And I'm just going to carry on with, actually, let's see what this looks like. I'll just rub a little bit of green down, and then I might add a little bit of a spritz of red. We'll put a little bit of background stamping on there as well. Okay. There's that nice spritz, the one that goes everywhere. In fact, let's do this while I'm there. Just skim that around. Of course, you could do this out of pattern papers as well. Stop! That's good. And then we just got a little bit of stamping to do on them. I've also got a pink pokey tool. Well, it's definitely pink now, stained all the way up. Highly pigmented, you see. Right then, let's get that little stamp out, or some little stamps. I'm going to start off with the script. Just random. Look at that. Put the thing in. Okay, and then we'll put a little bit of, let's have one of these. This is like the little postage stamp mark. Can you see the block? Oh, I'll have some of that as well. Hang on. This is the 25. There. And then we'll have a little bit of, that went flying on the floor. This one, it says Happy Christmas. Again, I just want portions of it. That might be a bit bright. I've took the first generation off. That'll do us. Got 4 of those. And then back to this one. I think realistically I only need a bit of script on this one, and I am going to block it up this time. Because I'm going to kind of fill it. Just keep stamping till it's all done. There we go. Right. I've lost my lid. There it is. So now we should be ready to stick these elements down. Clean that up. Okay. Are we all right? Quick drink. Okay. Let's pop some of these in then. So, one in there. And one on that side. You're not going to see much of these, but I think it does make sense to do it, because if you're looking from the side, it's all looking finished. Flip that over, and then we want the other 2 panels on here. And then, oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Chris. Thank you. Pop that one down. And then this little frame, going to go on the top. Get me glue on. Make sure my text is the right way up. And then just get them borders even. Oh, you see, look, I've just pushed that and then just slid it out of the way. But that's wet glue for you. Okay, so now that's all going to be perfect. Now for our hills, mountains, snowy bits and pieces, let's just do It's hard this because it's snow and I didn't really want to introduce blue, but I feel like I have to. Let's just... I'm just grabbing a brush that's got blue on it and I'm just going to squish it over the top just a little bit. And that'll do. But then I'm also going to have a little bit of a spritz of green, even a bit of red. Don't blast for me. Oh God, look at me. That's it. Right. That's it. I can't believe how dirty I am. Right then, let's get these little panels put in. Now, the best way to do it, so we want this one to the front. So what's going to happen is that is going to come, I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to drop you lower so that you can see. Okay, I've just taught you through it first. We're going to stick these tabs and I'm going to stick this one in the middle. And I'm going to lift that up so you can see there. And then this one is going to be there. In fact, I'm going to do that one first and then that one. Yeah, good job. I taught you through that, isn't it? I'll tell you for why in a minute. I'll show you the other one because I did do the other one differently. Okay, so I've got my glue on. That tab is going to butt up to that fold line. That's it. And then make sure before it's stuck solid that that is flush with the bottom. Have I got that flush there? That's it. Doesn't look very flush, Hazel. Can I see that? That's it, yep. And then you get this one. And you do that one in front of it. And that gives you the steps. Now, you have to be patient with these. You need to make sure that they are stuck before you start trying to stick the other side. But we're going to do the other side exactly the same way. Pop your glue on the tabs and then fold this over. This has to come over in order for these two to stick. But if I'm honest with you, the other one, I did differently. So I'm going to make sure the bottom one's stuck and then pop that one in. There you go. And then keep my finger on, but make sure that that stays flat. It's easily done, isn't it, Philippa? Okay, I'm happy that that's stuck. So when I pull that back now, I have got my little hills. Now, this is a prime example. Look, if you find that I actually just slightly overcut this because I wanted a bit of an arc. If you slightly undercut it, then they'll stay straighter. I wonder if this one's got an arc as well. Yeah, look, I've got a slight arc on there. If you want them straight, just undercut them slightly. It just, and also these did just get wet, but I'm happy with that. It does fold flat. Let's see if that just goes flat. It goes flat that way. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so now I've done that. If I fold this back, I can then work in here and fill it up with what I want to fill it up with. So my little stag, he can, maybe I'm going to have him here. And then the tiny one, he's going to go further away, I think. I'm just going to go with it. And the beauty of it being on the acetate, just bring that over and make sure it's where you want it to be. If you want to have him lower, did I do him low? I did, I slid him down a bit. Let's slide him down a bit. There we go. I might put that little one in a minute. Let's have a look at one of the trees. And I feel like I want to just spray these because I'm in a sprayy mood. They're not uber green like that, are they? Let's get the other green as well. This is called cheat colouring. And where's my red ink? I might as well just cheat all the way, mightn't I? Give them a little scoosh on the pot. I just wanted it to stand out on the background. Now, I'm not sure if I can put just 2 in, so I'm going to get 3 ready. And decide when I put them in. Right. So I've got 3 trees. I've got some poinsettias, got some stags, and I've got that foliage if I need to use that. Now, will I be able to? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the glue on the tab. Come on. I've put the glue on the tab, but I haven't got... Oh, I'm just doing it. I was going to put a stamp on the back there, but it's fine. Make sure that that is stuck down tight, press down. Perfect. Okay. So do I want to use the... You see, I quite like the foliage. Could have a tree in the background. Put one behind there. One in there. Once you start putting everything in... Oh, I could even put lights in here. Could I fit 3 in? Yeah, and then that other stag there. And then I could even put another. I could put some up there as well. That makes it really different to the sample I showed you. Right, okay. I think I'm happy with that. And I've just got to stick it down. I'm going to start up here. Getting a bit of a shadow, I think, because we're a bit close. Should be able to poke that in there. I've gone ever so quiet, haven't I? Right. Get them out. Now I am going to use some foam pads. Again, just to give it that bit of dimension. So for this one, I need to make sure I get below the hill. Then this one. And then this one. What I might do, is that going to... Oh. If I stick this one on, I might just have to snip it that bit off there. just be mindful if you didn't stick it with foam pads. Some of my foam pads are showing, so I'm going to have to put some material on the back there. Some paper, just so that they don't all get stuck. But I've got some nice depth there. And then I might see if I can I fit another? I don't know if I like that one there. I've got to take him off. This is where it might all go terribly wrong. Just not quite happy with that one there. I feel like I want another poinsettia there. Just because I did 5. Yeah, I think I like that. I'm not going to waste this tree that I've done. I'm going to see if I can fit it just down the back. Bit higher. Right, okay. Now we've got one little deer left. If I can get it. Can't pick it up. Get that placed. I mean, my trees have gone over me 5, but that's fine. I can live with that. Got those. You can still shut this flat. Yeah. Now, my little banner, I did on my other one. I've put a little banner from our home to yours, and it fit down there beautiful. But because these have come over a lot more, what I could do, if I use one that I can chop, maybe piece and well, I can put anyone I want on, can't I? Feel like I've just gone for season's greetings. Let's do that. Is it long enough to go on here? Yep. So I want a bit of white. Just make sure that I've got enough ink on. Yep. Right. And then I'll just cut this out. If I was clever, could I? I think I want a little bit of a white border. Would be better with some longer blade scissors. Obviously, I don't like cutting out in front of people, but I'm just going to do it. And it's just starting to get a bit dusky in here, so I'm getting a bit more of a shadow, but I think we've done all right with it. And I think that little bit of white will just lift. Oh, I actually quite like that. That could just join in behind there. Oh, do you know? That was meant to be. I don't know where that bit's going, but if I can get that there, put seasons. Did I even get the glue in the right place? Okay, so that would still fold flat. I'm just making sure it's stuck. There we go. What do you think? Bring that one in next to that one. Very, very different. Both equally as lovely, whether you want traditional or contemporary. I hope you've enjoyed that. What a lovely idea. Something a little different. We'll catch the video again tomorrow. That's okay. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jean. Love how different they look. I will take a picture of these next to each other and I'll post them on Julie's page so that you can refer back to them at a glance instead of having to like watch the video through or fast forward it. So let's spin you. Let's get the colours up close up. Let me move my chair back. I don't like to be too close. Oh, there you go. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the lives from the fabulous design team. So you've got Jo Shannon tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and then Jo will fill you in on who's next up. So carry on tuning in and we'll catch you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.